Hi everybody, Tammy here. Welcome to my channel, and this is another Dolls YouTube life update. I did one of these videos, the first one back in January of 2025, and then I did an update a few weeks later, and now I'm into mid-March 2025, and I thought it was time for another update. All right, so first of all, I'm going to cover dolls, then I'll go into plans for YouTube, and then I'll go into my life plan. So it's plans related to all three of those aspects of moi. And I'm going to start with the dolls, and then you can skip around and watch parts of it or all of it or whatever. But I am going to talk for as long as I'm going to talk. I won't try to make it uber long for no particular reason, but I probably have quite a bit to share because it's been a while. All right, so as far as my doll plans 2025, I had talked about being more mindful about my purchases, and so far I have been pretty good about that, I feel. And in fact, there's been a few times where I almost caved, bought a doll. You know how it is, you start shopping for the dolls. And I did have the money, but I was like, okay, you still have a super unorganized doll room. You don't have enough time to do what you want with the current dolls that you have. And even though I do like display dolls too, I do have a number of dolls that I just use as display dolls. I'm the type of collector that I like to do things with my dolls. Create displays is one of them, but also, you know, make items for them. So if I have too many dolls that I feel like I don't have time to do that with, it sort of gets overwhelming to me. So that's something I have to keep reminding myself of. Now, I am culling out a few dolls. I think I mentioned that was either, I think in my second video about this, I mentioned a couple of dolls that I was selling. And one of those I did sell, the Eula doll. She sold pretty quickly. As soon as somebody saw that, a doll collector friend of mine, she jumped on it. So that doll found a very good home. And let's see, and now I'm actually getting rid of a few other dolls. I have my gorgeous girls here, this Chico, and then this one over here. I'm looking for homes for them. I did a video about them not that long ago, and I haven't put them on eBay yet. I will probably at some point do that. Honestly, I haven't had the time. When I do that, I have to figure out what box they're going to be in, weigh the box, you know, and put all that information in ahead of time, and I just haven't done that. I think they're going to fit in a regular USPS priority shoebox size that I typically use for dolls. I'm 99% sure they're going to fit in there okay, and they should be about probably no more than 2 pounds, but I have to double check that before I list them. So, oh, don't fall over. Boom. So yeah, she just fell over. Typically they're pretty good about standing up, but I do have her on my ironing board, which has this padded cover. Okay, so anyway, there she is. She's cute. It's just my tastes have kind of changed, and you know, I'm really trying to just focus on a certain group of dolls, and these dolls just don't fit into that group anymore. Nothing wrong with them at all. They're actually super adorbs, and I almost went way down that rabbit hole, let me tell you. Okay. So anyway, there's that. And then, so that's the culling. Oh, and then another doll I have that I'm trying to find a home for is a Groove Buell Romantic Queen. I also did a video of her. She's super adorable, very tiny. Their little bodies are so small, okay? They look like, I mean, I think she's around, I want to say she's around 8 inches tall, but yeah, she's really a very small doll compared to a lot of the dolls I'm used to handling. So she's up for sale. And, you know, I have other dolls that I need to kind of clear out, but those are the ones right now that I need to focus on finding good homes, because they're good dolls. They're really, the Buell dolls, they don't make them anymore. She's got great stock, you know, so I think that those are going to be fairly, I won't say easy, because it's never easy selling dolls, period. Okay, but I think they will find the right collector for them. So I am doing some of the doll culling like I mentioned I was going to do, and I have been very mindful of, you know, holding back on purchases. I've been buying more stuff for the dolls versus buying the dolls, okay? I've been getting some beautiful items from Virtual Doll Convention, like this gorgeous red dress, the wig, and the shoes. That was my latest acquisition there for Elowen. And so I've been trying to get more things for the dolls, you know, like clothing or props, you know, that kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about. So, and I've been pretty decent about that. And I will say I did purchase some non-stock Blythe dolls, though, when the tariff scare popped up, because I was like, you know, one of the things I hope to do in the nearest future is do some more customizing, and I don't customize stock dolls. I customize non-stock dolls. So the non-licensed Blythe dolls. I don't feel comfortable doing a lot of stuff to the stock dolls other than, you know, changing their clothes, maybe doing some of their pull charm, that kind of thing, or their pull ring. But otherwise, I don't like to change their face or anything like that. And so I was kind of concerned that the tariffs were going to make it more difficult to purchase from AliExpress. And I also noticed the prices over there for these dolls was going up. So I bought, I think, 4 or 5 and kind of stashed them away. One of them I have some fairly immediate plans for in the next couple of months. So you might see me, I thought there was somebody out there in my window. You might see me, well, you will see me talk about her because she is going to be part of a collab that I'm going to be doing. Now, that isn't to say that I haven't had some dolls show up on my doorstep. Okay, some of these dolls were already planned to show up even before the new year. One of them is Jayla. She's back there in that pink dress next to Odette. That's a Pineapple Princess dress. I did a video recently where I did a comparison of her and Pineapple Princess, and then I switched out their stock. She looks gorgeous. Love that doll. I have to say, she is better than I expected. Really, really like her. I got a doll that has great hair. She looks cute and everything. I mean, when I start changing her outfits and stuff, she just looks really good and everything. So anyway, I'm really happy with her. And she was a pre-2025, you know, purchase, but she still kind of counts for 2025 because that's when she arrived. And then also, similar situation, I got this beautiful soft stuff Nema. Gorgeous doll. She's sold out now. And honestly, there's another Nema doll over there in the Elowin and Nema Boutique on Virtual Doll Convention that I am so tempted to get. I can't even tell you. So I'm trying to hold off. I do know she is in Rachel Hoffman, has other dolls in the works. She's got Grace that's supposed to be coming up at some point. She's got the Ann dolls. She's probably going to have some more Elowin dolls. So I'm kind of trying to hold off, but she's got one. It's called Just Beyond. Yeah. Just Beyond is gorgeous. She's got this beautiful lame evening gown on, and she's rooted. She's not wigged like this doll's wigged, but her hair is very curly and soft and long and gorgeous looking. So that might still happen. Just saying. That might still happen. I don't know. And then another doll that showed up here. This is a very inexpensive purchase, comparatively speaking. She is one of the supermodel dolls. And I did a video where I showed her and we tried on some clothes, some Barbie clothes with her and a couple of other Barbies. I have been eyeing the Integrity dolls like Poppy Parker. I really like some of those dolls and the way they look, but I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole. And one of the things I thought, well, I want to at least find out if a doll of similar size will fit Barbie clothes, because the Integrity dolls have amazing fashion packs, but they're very expensive. And, you know, I have plenty of other dolls to spend money on. So I just feel like right now I want to focus on, you know, the primary dolls that I really enjoy. And that is, of course, Blythe, Elowin, Nema, and Smart Dolls. I think those are like my top dolls right now. And so I was not too keen. I was like, I really want some of these dolls, but I don't want to go down, you know, like I said, the rabbit hole. But she was only $20, so she was a quick kind of a dolly fix for me. So I bought her and some clothes. Like I said, I did a video. I did a dolly dress up video with her. And I think I'm okay. I think I'm fighting off the FOMO with this purchase. Helped me kind of fight off the FOMO a little bit, because, you know, an Integrity doll is, you know, much more than $20 to say the least. And then, like I said, then there's all the clothes and everything. So yeah, so that's been pretty good. I've been pretty good about the, I feel, mindfulness and the FOMO fighting. So as far as future dolls that I'm kind of thinking about, like I said, I definitely want that Beyond doll, just Beyond, but I'm trying to hold off because I know Grace is in the works, and I have been kind of wanting a Grace doll for a while. I keep telling myself no because, you know, again, it's a different doll, it's a different doll as far as clothes and shoes go compared to Nima and Elowin. One of the things I really like about those dolls is they can share clothes and shoes and everything. But I think it's a beautiful doll, and they can share some of their clothing. I'm not sure about the shoes. I think that's not really something they can share too much of. It is what it is. Some of that FOMO I have to blame on Karen over at Starches and Stitches. She's been dying for a Grace doll. We've been talking about her. She just has a very different look than the Elowin Nimas as far as her sculpt goes. And she's kind of a bigger doll, not, you know, massively bigger. She's still 16 inches, but I mean, her figure is more voluptuous, let us say. So it's a kind of a different mindset. All right. And then, of course, there's Blythe. The Blythe releases continue to be super duper cute. And the last one, the Flower Girl, I was tempted. I even was able to have a little bit of a discount, but I don't think it was much of a discount because I had gotten Jayla, and Junko Wong was giving out like a discount, or Junie Moon was giving out a discount for the next doll. But she just, you know, I really, angels have to be singing. Okay, I need the angels to sing before I let myself buy a doll. So that just wasn't happening with her. So yes, like I said, I've been buying for the dolls. Some of the things I've purchased recently are these really cute chairs right here. I did a video showing those. I had these two gals were sitting in the chairs, and there was also a little bench that it's over there that a couple dolls are on. So yeah, so the bench, the chairs. I'm waiting on some sewing books. I have been doing some halfway decent sewing lately. I helped somebody out with a pattern. I did a test pattern for somebody who's working on some patterns. I won't say who now, but at some point when she's ready to release those patterns, I will be helping her spread the word. And then, so anyway, that kind of made me think about getting some more books. I really only have a small number of pattern books for doll sewing. So yeah, I thought I was kind of in the mood, so I went over to Amazon, and those should be here any day. And let's see, what else? What else did I buy? Oh, okay. And of course, as far as sewing, I did finish putting together a pattern for our virtual Blythe Retreat taster that we had earlier in the month, which was Mardi Gras themed. And that was a really super easy, easy peasy, super fast. You did not even, I hesitate to call it a pattern. Okay. But anyway, it was a project I put together, and I made quite a few of those little dresses. It was a long supposed evening gown for the Mardi Gras Queen of the Parade. And so I made about half a dozen of those dresses, I think, for, you know, the little retreat taster. And then I did a demo and a video and that kind of thing. And I do have more plans for sewing, and I'm actually been doing a little crocheting too. So I have been making stuff little by little. Right now, as I film this, I'm on spring break, but typically I work, you know, all during the week, and then that means I only have time in the evenings, which is limited because I'm usually kind of tuckered out, and the weekends. The weekends are my dolly time, my sewing time, that kind of stuff. So, but today I am spring breaking, yeah. And my future sewing plans, which actually future as in like tomorrow, I am working on some projects, sewing projects, and actually also some other projects for our summer virtual Blythe retreat that we're going to hold in June. And let me get the dates right. I'm just winging this off the top of my head. If I don't have them right, I'll put like something here. I want to say it's June 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. It's that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, third weekend in June. We're going to be having the virtual Blythe retreat that we do on Facebook. And of course, my sister, Tapping Flamingo, and I will be sharing more news about that. But I have to really start gearing up. I know what I'm going to do now. I have a plan. It takes me a while to kind of figure out my plan. And I'm pretty confident that the ideas I have are going to work. And now I have to just execute them. All right, on to YouTube plans for 2025. How are those going? So far, so good. I'm still doing, like I said, the 2 to 3 videos a week. I try to do like 2 sort of meaty videos that are anywhere from like 10 to 20 minutes at the most. And then I might throw in a short to show off some of my cute dolls. I like doing that sometimes. It's just nice to pull a doll out, take a little video of her, throw some music on, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know, it's fun. I think it kind of adds something, kind of breaks things up a little bit on my channel. So those have been going on and pretty well. And then as far as collabs go, I mentioned that I'm really pulling back on collabs, but I have to say it's not that I'm not doing collabs. not. Collabs are happening. Collabs are planned. I'm just not doing all the collabs because there's just too many in this community for me to comfortably do. Okay, like I said, I work all week. A lot of times by the time I get home and everything, I'm pretty tuckered out, and I just don't have the brain matter. Okay, just don't have it. Don't have the energy. So, and I don't want to just slap something together to say I was part of the collab. I'm really want to be cognizant of quality over quantity, and that's, for me, that means I can't do a lot of collaborations. So that doesn't mean I'm not planning on some. First of all, I'm plotting and planning with Karen over at Starches and Stitches. We have some ideas for some collabs that we're going to share with you. We're working on one now. It's gonna take a while because I'm trying. She tends to be, you know, the bar's like up here with her, so I'm trying to reach up to that bar. And so that's going to be a while, but we are working on that. We have a couple actually ideas for collabs that are going to encourage collectors to work with what you have. It's sort of the idea is like, we have plenty of dolls in our collection. How can we work with those dolls versus buying a new doll? So, and we'll talk more about that when we actually do our first collab related to that theme. So that's in the works. And then my sister, Tapping Flamingo, and I have a couple of collab ideas, of course. And then finally, I have one with the Dream Team that we are plotting and planning, and that's going to be like way into the summer. Again, that is a group of all of those people, actually. If you notice, Terry, Karen, Beth, Marna, Jay, they're all like up here. So that's even more reason why I kind of limit my collab, because I feel like I need to spend extra energy to make sure that the quality of whatever I do with them is the best it could possibly be. And then one of the other things I mentioned was doing videos that showed some of the items I have in my dolly stash, items that I purchased, and then, you know, I was like, oh, I'm going to do a video about that, and then I didn't. I have been doing that, so yay me. I've got, at this point, I don't know when I'm going to post this exactly. I know at this point, one of the 3 videos I did recently related to that has been published. I published a video where I had an Our Generation fashion pack, little fashion pack from Our Generation, and I showed you the fashion pack. It was the Flamingo fashion pack, which is super cute. I tried it on one of the Smart dolls, and then I also tried it on, actually the doll I tried it on was up there, what's her name, Dauntless. And then I picked out one of my 3 American Girl dolls and put it on her. That was super fun. Again, that's one of those things, like when I do a video like that, it reminds me how much I enjoy these dolls. You know, I get to do stuff with the Smart dolls, which I adore. And then the American Girl dolls that really don't get my attention that much. And they're a doll that I really like them, but they're not fashion dolls to me, so they don't get the love that they should get. But then when I pull one out and do stuff with them, it's like, why don't I do stuff with them more often? Because they're so cute. Okay, so anyway, that's one of the 3, and then there's a couple other ones on a similar vein that may or may not be published by the time I edit and post this video. So I am doing that. I said I was going to do it, and yay me, I'm doing it. On to the life part of this video. So if you've had enough, you don't want to hear about my life, no problemo. But if you don't mind, I will chat a little bit more. And some of the things I mentioned in my first video related to this was the fact that I was trying to get into a little bit better shape. I had some health issues that I needed to take care of as well. And so like I'll talk about that first, I guess. So there was a few other things, but yeah, so health issues. I did find out after finally going to the doctor and then going to some follow-up things um, uh, X-ray, MRI, etc., that I do have something wrong with one of my ankles. It has been bothering me for many, many years, and it's just gotten worse and worse. Basically, out of nowhere, it will just lock up on me, and it's always been painful. It's been painful for a really long time, and it's actually kind of swollen, but not massively swollen. Like nobody notices it really, but me. And then when I point it out to somebody, they go, "Oh, yeah." The doctor's like, "Oh, yeah, it does look a little swollen," and it's not a blood vessel or anything like that. It's not, I know it's not a, like a clot. I meant to say it's not a blood clot because, if that were the case, then I wouldn't be here right now. But, come to find out, it's something to do with my bones. And so in this summer, I'm going to actually have, an operation or a surgery to hopefully fix it. It's not to the point where I have to have a replacement, but it's pretty bad. And yeah, it answers a lot of questions as to why I was having trouble. I kept thinking it was a muscle thing, that maybe my Achilles tendon or something, and it would come and go for the most part. It always bothered me if I did any kind of like, jumping or anything like that. That would be like intense pain. Okay. But I can still exercise. I mean, there was things like I was riding my bike a lot, and that seemed to help it. Anything like that was fine. But if I was jumping around or having to be on my feet for long periods of time or something, then it would sort of act up on me. So now I know what the problem is. Hopefully it'll be fixed this summer. I am still doing some exercise. The doctor said it was okay for me to continue to do. I've been doing yoga, and I will say another yay me. I have been really good with my daily yoga. I have missed it a couple of times, but generally speaking, I have done a minimum of 10 to 20 minutes of yoga daily since the beginning, since actually before the beginning of the year. So I feel okay with that, especially considering now that I know my ankle is totally hosed up. I want to give myself a little bit of credit. Okay, so I wish I was more active still. I still feel like I need to push myself a little bit harder, but considering everything else that's going on with me right now, the fact that I'm doing my yoga, it's actually been mentally and physically helpful. And I'll give another shout out. In the first video, I mentioned Yoga with Adrienne, and there's another channel that I like. Where's her name at? I wrote it on here. Yoga with Bird. I really like Yoga with Bird too. And one of the things I noticed the difference with her, between her and Yoga with Adrienne, and this is just personal preference, a lot of the Yoga with Adrienne videos don't have music. And so I do find some music to play when I'm doing some of her videos, but Yoga with Bird has music with it. And I do like her workouts, and she has a lot of short ones that I can do before I go to work in the morning. So so anyway, check her out if you're into yoga and you haven't seen her yet. She's on YouTube, Yoga with Bird. So yeah, so that's going on. Organizing is another thing I'm working on. You can kind of see, like, I have some dolls laying down here that I need to finish. I got these dolls up here, finally got their Christmas dresses changed and stuff. So yeah, I'm still organizing things in here. Yeah. It's hard because I want to make stuff. And so then I mean, you know how it is. You want to make stuff. So you stop your organizing, and so you make stuff and you make a bigger mess, and then you have to stop because it's too messy. You can't work anymore. So you start organizing again, but then you're like, oh, it's halfway decent. I'm going to go back to making stuff. And it's like, I really want this just to be completely organized. And it does happen occasionally, because then it feels so good to work in here when everything's where it should be at, right? Everything has a place. Right, the other thing I mentioned, and I'm going to mention this again and then wrap things up here, reading. I talked about reading physical books. I have an Audible account, and I listen to books quite regularly because of, going to work every day. And my commute is anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the traffic. So I get a good bit of Audible reading in, at least. But I had stopped reading physical books for pleasure type of thing. I read a lot for my job, so it's not like I wasn't reading. But reading for fun with a physical book was something that I wanted to get back into the habit of, and I have done that. And I've actually gotten quite a few books read, considering, like I said, usually by the time I go to bed at night, I'm pretty pooped. But I just tell myself, even if I read a page, I have read. Okay, so I do that. And actually, how many years? A couple of years ago, I had started a YouTube channel about reading and writing, and it's still there. But I just don't have the time for it. So I'm leaving it there. I might return to it someday when I have time. Haha. But as far as the books go, I've read a couple, like 3 books that I want to recommend. Of course, Colleen Hoover, Layla, really interesting book. I liked the fact that it was kind of a little bit of paranormal, and I'd like to find more books like that. There's another book I read, and I've been trying to find it, and I can't find it on my Goodreads list, but it was about a woman, I believe she was a chef, and she had, she saw ghosts, and they were ghosts of people from her past. And then there was like a romance kind of included in it and stuff. And I really liked that. And kind of Layla, that book by Colleen Hoover, kind of had the similar vibe, the sort of paranormal slash romance slash mystery kind of thing going on. I'd like to find more books like that. If anybody can recommend any, let me know in the comments. And then another book I finished, I wrote it down here, Take the Lead by Alexis Daria. It was okay. One of the things I liked about it, the setting was, it was part of a like Dancing with the Stars TV show, reality TV thing as far as the setting goes. And that was really cool. And that's probably the reason why I made it through the whole book. Okay. The other was, I don't know, kind of predictable, but I don't have anything against predictability, especially in a romance. You know why you're there, right? But anyway, and I've done, by the way, I've done reviews of these on Goodreads. If anybody wants to read my reviews, I'm Tammy Pally over there if you want to follow me. And then the other one that was a big surprise was called The Cactus by Sarah Haywood. The Cactus. I picked that up in a bookstore a couple years ago. And it was just one of those things where, like, I was in the mood to buy a book, and, it was it looked like a romance, and I was like, okay, I'll buy this. And then I didn't read it for the longest time. I kept picking it up and I'd read the back of it. And I'm like, I don't know. It just sounds so hokey. I loved that book. I'm telling you, The Cactus, you got to read it. It's much more than a romance. I feel like the back of the description on the back cover is kind of misleading. I mean, there's a romance, but there's so many other things going on. There's a mystery. I would say it's more women's literature if I was going to try to peg it into a category. And then just the character was hilarious. I did read some reviews where some people could not stand the protagonist, but I thought she was hilarious. And I mean, I think the author, not the actress, I think the author did a really good job of creating a character that you're not going to like right away, who's really flawed, but she grows. And of course, as the reader, you know when this character says something that she's full of baloney. You can't trust her point of view, really. So anyway, definitely recommend The Cactus if you're looking for something. And if you do read it, let me know what you think, because like I said, there were quite a few negative reviews that surprised me. All right, so I think that's enough chitty chatting and catching up. And if you'd like to do something similar on your YouTube channel, let me know in the comments that you're doing it, or tag me or something like that. And if you don't have a YouTube channel and you still want to tell me what you're doing these days related to anything I just talked about, which was a lot, let me know also in the comments. And I really appreciate the support that I get from this channel. I can't tell you how much it means to me to have a group of people that don't judge, that are here just for the fun of it, and are so wonderful about sharing, caring, and just spending time together. It means a lot to me. All right. As usual, please give this a thumbs up. Have a wonderful Dolly Day. Bye-bye.